He plants aliens' genes in himself and becomes the strongest warrior in the universe. The outcome of the power struggle between warlords Hatch and Lang is a victory for Lang, who observes a day of liberation every year in remembrance of this. All of the Hatch's supporters are publicly executed, while those who are less fortunate are sent to military prisons. These prisons are more like hard labor, as the men are forced to work in the quarry while wearing an iron mask that only allows liquid food and prevents them from talking, eating, or breathing with their mouths. The warden asks Kai to repair the enormous meat grinder after it breaks one day while the prisoner's legs are chained within. The warden starts up the meat grinder again, this time setting up a mode that should draw out all the prisoners to save himself and his comrades' lives. A new prisoner is brought to the quarry. While all the guards are busy, one of the prisoners tries to start a riot, but another starts up the crusher and the chain pulls the rebel in. The newcomer looks around and signals to the sniper. He too starts a riot. When Kai tries to turn off the program, the chain around his leg pulls him into the millstone. Using a machine pistol, the man tries to fire the chain off, but when he fails, Kai frees his leg and breaks the shackles. After Kai climbs out of bed, the warlord takes off his disguise and reveals that he has been battling Lang's prisoners for years and that he is now wearing a prosthetic leg. To infiltrate the ship and gather intelligence, he needs X-assistance. Convicts Hatch then assures the boy he will take him from there so they can travel together to New Holland and save Kai's father, who Lang intends to kill the day after he is released. When Kai starts sanding, damage to the spacecraft begins to appear. He taps into the computer and Hatch uses his earpiece to tell him exactly what he needs. At that point, he instructs the man to deliver the information without waiting for him to return. The man wakes up and hurries outside, but he immediately needs to go back for his helmet because the environment turns out to be hazardous after he drops the capsules containing the passengers and flies to an unknown planet. As Kai tries to access the onboard computer, the program requests consent and simply alerts him to the fact that the oxygen level is falling quickly. Contact is made with the survivors by Oleander, the main ship's commander. He orders everyone to assemble at the scene of the crash. The pilot observes Oleander's body and a capsule from which a young girl is emerging. He gives Terran his mask and carries the girl to the shuttle. But as he comes to his senses, she doesn't notice the dead man being dragged beneath the rocks by some creature. The young men look for the debris, and Terran finds that the fallen metal is oxidizing quickly, indicating that the toxic atmosphere will soon damage human skin through his scope. The girl speculates that the guy was on the spacecraft illegally. Kai spots a ship and the area around it. He notices a blazing rod that is being shocked by electricity. Kai refuses to fly with the army to Earth to avoid going back to prison after handing the girl her weapon, despite Terran's suspicion that he is a mercenary and her assurance that he is mistakenly talking about the warlord. Kai departs. The pilot tries to obtain official information about Hatch, but is only able to watch a recording of the elderly man's interrogation in which he admits his crimes against Lang and his wish for a more violent prison. Kai wants to fly away, but Reef's computer reminds him that he has no authority. Kai locates Terran and remarks he'll attempt to flee, but they must move quickly. Kai removes his clothing so the crew members won't discover he's a saboteur, but it doesn't help the duo make it in time, and the pods rise into the sky while Terran watches over them. The escape pods depart the planet in a few minutes on Terran's advice. Kyle is dragged under the rocks by an unknown entity while being held captive. The young passenger enters the shuttle and takes off her helmet in preparation to nod off from lack of air, but Terran struggles once the computer informs her of something. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe our channel for future updates. Thanks for watching.